everybody! It's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. And I'm doing something new. I'm going to talk about the Oscars. I got this idea this morning when I went on YouTube, and I figured, let me throw my own opinion out there since I used to review movies. And I do review movies that I've just seen, but I don't put together all those movie reviews, and you get what I'm talking about. So here I am in plain clothes again, doing a review on the Oscars, which I actually didn't see. And the reason why I didn't see the Oscars was I heard Seth MacFarlane, that obnoxious, ridiculously, disgustingly asinine, self-righteous, pompous, pandering jackass, was hosting the show. And I also heard that Jennifer Hudson, who I also find obnoxious, was going to do a performance in the show, so that turned me off completely. I was not going to watch the show. I watched some parts of it. I saw that they actually involved Sally Field, the great Sally Field, in some stupid-ass skit that I'm sure Seth MacFarlane came up with on his own. I didn't want to see how, because he made a dumbass wannabe Simpsons show that stole all the ideas from The Simpsons, whether you people want to admit it or not, and a stupid-ass movie where Peter Griffith's voice talks for a teddy bear that comes to life, and somehow Marky Mark has Mila Kunis hanging with him despite living with a talking teddy bear. Even with all this stupidity that all you indoctrinated fans of that ridiculous Family Guy show think is so brilliantly funny that because of you, now we have to have Seth MacFarlane shoved down our throats where he thinks he's the greatest performer with the most incredible talent that ever walked the face of the earth. Well, whatever the case may be, I didn't want to see him, and I didn't want to see Jennifer Hudson going, "Wah! I lost weight, wah!" I don't need to see any of that. And I also didn't want to watch it because I knew Les Mis was going to get screwed. And Les Mis got screwed. The fact that Les Miserables, which was the greatest movie I had ever seen, or at least seen in the last 20 years, which, unless you don't have a soul, or you don't believe in anything beyond yourself, every time you see, you're going to cry. And you're going to start crying earlier in the movie than the last time you saw it. When a movie as great as that one was, with all the effort put into it, for it to not be nominated for practically everything, hair and costume, ooh. Why not screenplay? Why? Because Quentin Tarantino, or another one of his self-righteous, I went to an RT writing school and I'm going to show it in my swarmy little self-indulgent, brilliant screenplay. Listen, let me explain something to you people, all right? Quentin Tarantino sucks ass. I don't know where he got a fan base from. Why? Because he made Uma Thurman go like that? Where does this guy... Every movie he makes is ridiculously violent. There's violence against women. There's gory shit that should not be in a movie. There are things talked about that are just completely inane and out of context. He directs backwards. There is nothing about Quentin Tarantino that I find appealing at all. And I know it's going to cause a brush fire of hatred against me because there's so many that think he's brilliant. But now with this new craze that he's got where he thinks he's so spectacular that he can make up his own history and insert it in real history with real events and real characters, since this has happened, no, I'm sorry. I don't need anything. So Django Unchained, which would have been better off if they let Star Wars do it with Jango Fett, but Django Unchained or whatever the hell it was called, please, stop. That shouldn't have won anything at all. It shouldn't have been nominated for anything at all. Lincoln I saw. It was a good movie. And Daniel Day-Lewis was incredible. And that guy can sit on a toilet and you'll watch it for 2 hours. He was that incredible. But he always wins the Academy Award. Hugh Jackman carried a musical, a live performance on camera for 2.5 hours. Anne Hathaway won for Best Supporting Actress and she was in it for 10 minutes. And she was great, don't get me wrong. She was phenomenal and she should have won it. But 10 minutes as opposed to 2.5 hours. Hugh Jackman got screwed. Les Miserables lost to Argo, another movie about the Iranian prisoners. Okay, I got it. Enough. I'm not spending $20 to see Argo, all right? How does that beat a movie where every single voice you hear that's being sung is being sung live? Again, the effort alone should have gotten an honorable mention, much less how they pulled it off. So how do you have Argo, a movie where it's Ben Affleck for 2 hours, which I am sure there is not a long line of people looking to see that, no matter what the movie's about. But the fact that you got a movie like that winning over a phenomenal performance in every sense. Director or whatever, every sense. Now, I could nitpick Les Mis. Of course I could. I was a fan of the musical. There were a couple of songs that they cut short, I thought. There were a couple of things they took out that I didn't think they should have taken out. But that's just small nitpicking. People are saying that there were too many close-ups and the stars were overacting. You want to see overacting? Why don't you actually watch a Broadway performance or a stage performance of Les Miserables? You'll see hamming it up. I mean, there's no comparison. This is the way the movie, this is the way the show, was meant to be performed in some sense or another. In fact, if you do it on stage, you do have to kind of ham it up because it's very hard to see what's really happening. It's very hard to see how they're performing these parts. And the close-ups, wait a minute. I remember Silence of the Lambs winning Best Picture. I remember Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster winning Best Actor and Best Actress in that same movie. And that whole movie was based on close-ups. So what the hell are you talking about? That's excessive nitpicking, and it makes no sense. And it shouldn't have cost that movie. But then again, in a time when Silver Playbook Linings gets a nominee for Best Supporting Actor, of course it's just Robert De Niro doing what does Robert De Niro do? Hey, you, him, I'm an Eagles fan now. I like the Eagles. I'm a monster. I played the flute. Oh, wait, wrong script. It's just Robert De Niro, okay? We love Robert De Niro. It's nice, it's great, but it's the same guy that you see, talking about the damage is not over here. You're my way or the Long Island Expressway here. It's the same guy. How do you nominate a guy in a movie like that? And how does Jennifer Lawrence win Best Actress? And by the way, as a man, I find her to be very attractive myself. I can see why women wouldn't understand that, but as a man, I find her attractive. I'll say it in that respectful tone. But is there ever a red carpet event where this woman's dress doesn't fall off or she doesn't fall on her face? It happened again last night. She's like Old Faithful. She's going to fall or something's going to come off. There's going to be a wardrobe malfunction somewhere with Jennifer Lawrence. But a movie about a guy, and again, these are comedies, right? Where's the comedic premise? The guy's got bipolar, which nobody really understands anymore because, of course, bipolar now means you get really angry. But he's got bipolar. He almost beats the guy that was messing with his wife to death, gets released from a mental hospital, and then gets Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, that's funny. What are we doing here? What are we talking about here? Les Mis got screwed. The Oscars sucked ass, and now you know why I will never watch the Oscars again. And thank you all for watching. I have more for you soon to come. So stay tuned, take care, and have a great day.